Hey, what's going on, everyone? Tony here with Urban Girl Scout Media. Welcome back to How to Play Magic. This is going to be the third video in our series. Today we're going to talk about turn structure. Uh, it's going to be an interesting video. We're going to do, like I said, turn structure, and then we're going to do a recap, kind of get you ready for what would serve as the final. Where we're going to show you how to start a game, get you a few turns, show you some of the interactions that cards will have, and then maybe show you kind of ending a game, what that looks like. Just enough for you to go through, watch the videos again, and hopefully make a little more sense of it. While we're talking about the previous videos, if you've gotten this far and you're following what we've got going on, congratulations. I watched the first two videos and shitty quality. It's a PG-13 channel, so we'll curse a little bit here. But like I said, shitty quality on the first one. I'll be the first to admit that. And the second one, just a lot of information thrown at you. So if you've made it this far, pat yourself on the back, clap, whatever you want to do. Feel good about yourself. Before we jump into it, hopefully you've subscribed to the channel. Hopefully you like what we're doing if you keep coming back. Don't really care if you don't. We're just going to keep doing what we do. With that being said, let's just take a moment here and talk about turn structure before we show you the graphic of turn structures. Magic turns have a lot of different small steps within them. And when I show you this picture, it's going to have a lot of steps that you can do, or a lot of steps you have to go through in your turn. We're going to take a look at the huge, complete breakdown, and then we're actually going to simplify it while we're learning the game. Alright, so here is the 12 individual steps that your turn consists of. So you're looking at this right now, and this is probably a little overwhelming. So what we're going to do is we're actually going to look at this, just label what they are, and then we're going to simplify it just a bit. So stick with me. So starting out, what's going to be important is that you just get in the habit of doing certain things at the beginning of your turn. You always want to untap all of your cards, which it'll make more sense as we explain this. But you'll want to untap all of your cards, draw a card, and then if you have anything that says at the beginning of your upkeep in play, you'll go through that motion. The next step you see there is main. That's where we play cards like sorceries, creatures, enchantments, artifacts, planeswalkers, things they'll say on the board. We're going to go ahead and just kind of put all that combat together for now, and just say that we have one big combat phase. But you see there's beginning where you're entering it, the declare, attackers and blockers, dealing damage, and then the end of the combat where everything resolves. You do get another main phase after your combat, and then there's the end of turn and cleanup, which you'll see cards that say at the end of your turn, do this. So that's kind of what those signify. But what I want to do is break this down into 3 easier to understand steps, so that while we're starting out, we don't feel the pressure to remember everything, every single detail. Alright, so like I said, we're going to simplify this down a little bit and make it a little bit easier for us to figure out how we're going to get through our turn. Basically, we're going to break it down into 3 parts. From the start of the turn through our first combat, which we'll call the pre-combat main. Then we have our actual combat, and then we'll have post-combat main through the end of the turn. So it's just going to be 3 steps. We're still going to do the same things. It's just that instead of you feeling like I have to remember every single step starting out, what you're actually going to do is just do those 3 steps. You can use this picture here, or you can always find pictures online for reference. But what you want to do is the first step is untap, draw, upkeep, your main phase. And then you do your combat, and then you do your second main phase and your end of turn. That's it. It's not nearly as complicated as this picture looks. And once you actually go through a game or two and you remember to do all the things that are here, it's not tough at all. It becomes very easy to follow because you have to do it several times in a game. I mean, you could do it, you could have 15, 20 turns in a game, or you could have 4 or 5, depending upon how the game goes. So, um, all right, guys. So from here, we're actually gonna take a change of course, and we're gonna stop this video here because of what we've covered, and we're going to, in the next video, do basic starting and ending a game, and then we will also go through some turns, and that'll kind of send you on your way into being able to play your first game. So go ahead and like the video, subscribe if you enjoy what you've seen so far. I know there's a lot of information that's coming at you. We're just about done with this first level, and then you'll be able to actually start physically playing your first few games. And really, if you think about it, you're probably only about 20-25 minutes into learning. So if you've watched the video straight through, so not too bad so far. We'll see you guys next time, and thanks so much.